played on center court against #1 seed. I beat him. I'm just happy.
The US Open had burst wide open. The round of 16 was filled with a slew of new faces. And while the top seeds had followed a fairly predictable path, there were plenty of surprises en route to the quarters. Andrei Medvedev had outgunned the big gun from the Netherlands, Richard Krajicek. Extending his stay in the tournament he loved to hate.
You don't have a good locker rooms. I mean, not you, but the tournament does not have a good locker rooms.
And Wally Masur had pulled off one of the greatest comebacks in US Open history against fellow Aussie Jamie Morgan. An umpire's call in the 5th set angered and inspired Masur to begin his stirring comeback. Down 5-love in the 5th set, Masur's passion for victory never wore off as he won 18 of the last 19 points on his way to the quarterfinals. As the tennis world turned to the women's quarterfinals, 2 of the 8 remaining were Malevas. Katerina reached the quarters by defeating her younger sister Magdalena in a 4th round which featured 3 sisters, including Manuela, who fought valiantly through a broken pinky in her self-proclaimed final US Open to oust the 4th seed Conchita Martinez. Manuela, after 10 years on the tour, was turning this silver celebration into her own retirement party. Manuela Maleva Franier's party continued through the quarterfinals, where she encountered little resistance from up-and-comer Kamiko Date, and into the semis, matching her best US Open showing ever. Manuela's sister Katerina had her hands full with the red-hot Elena Sukova. And Sukova came out with a hard-fought victory on the hard courts. In an ironic twist, Sukova's semi-final opponent would be her own doubles partner, Arantxa Sanchez Vicario, who, armed with her new #2 ranking, had advanced to the semis without losing a set.
Game, set, match, Sanchez Vicario, 2-6-2.
A marquee matchup under threatening skies between #1 Steffi Graf and #5 Gabriela Sabatini would determine the last women's semi-finalist. The top-seeded Graf came out strong, displaying the skills which make her #1. But early in the first set, those threatening skies burst open, sending players scurrying for shelter. Over an hour later, play resumed, as did Steffi's dominance, as she stormed through the first set 6-2. Sabatini's troubles continued in the second set, as she found herself down 5-3. But the determined Gabriela Sabatini would stage a stirring comeback. After warding off a Steffi Graf match point, Sabatini came all the way back to win the second set. But in a match of momentum shifts, the third set saw Graf turn it all back around as she turned away everything that Gabby had to offer. As the set went on, Steffi grew stronger. This meeting of two past U.S. Open champions had all the makings of a championship match. Steffi and Gabby would leave the crowd breathless. Steffi Graf silenced the crowd, completing a dazzling run as she took 6 consecutive games to close out the match. And another chapter was written in this entertaining rivalry.